All right, despite several promises from the federal government to end the ongoing scarcity of petrol across the country, the problem is still persisting.
Yeah. Now, the Sokoto state government says it may prosecute anyone caught hoarding petrol to cause scarcity in the state as the nation faces shortfall in supply of the product.
And speaking to TVC News, Ibrahim Magaji, chairman, Task Force on Petroleum Sale in Sokoto State, says the government plans to notify all stakeholders in the sector before embarking on this action. Now, the fuel scarcity in the state has resulted in long queues in petrol stations.
We are doing our best to see that fuel is available in Sokoto. We are working in close relationship with two agencies, the DPR in Sokoto and the depot in Gusau. What NNPC is supposed to checkmate those people that they are giving fuel to put in their, depots to transmitting into the independent marketers. If they cannot control them, then it means that they are conniving with them to create a scarcity in the country.
I've been here for about 30 minutes, but you can see now it's only 2 vehicles in our front, and they sell normal price 145. So I hope there will be improvement. They should put more effort so that people for the Christmas will not suffer as such.
They are selling normal price, but before you get the fuel, it's problem.
All right, that's the basics, that's the foundation to our discussion. Next, we still have with us Charles Ideho, a journalist and a social commentator, joining us right now. We also expect to have our energy correspondent, Tolulope Ogunjobi, join us later on as we discuss these issues. Yeah. Now, Charles, some analysts have said that with this scarcity coming up right now, it is basically, even though there is a shortfall from what we hear, but basically it is a man-made problem, deliberate problem, put in there for some persons to just have something for Christmas.
Well, if you take a look at what's happening, what's on ground, you just have to believe, even though it may be a conspiracy theory, but I mean there's value in that, because when you take a look at it, the question is the timing. The timing will tend to make you believe such things. Why did it happen in July? Why did it happen in August? Why do you have to wait till December for this to happen? Because 2 years before now, we've had peace in supply chain. Yeah. We had peace in the way the distribution chain has done. Question is, why is it happening now? Why did it happen in February, March, April, May? Why is it coming to December when you know that the economy of the country, you hurt it, you hurt the family, you hurt businesses, I mean micro businesses, then you hurt production. So these are the things we must look at. But what is causing it? Over the years, we became used to the issue of scarcity during the Yuletide period. Season, yeah. Because people are compelled to travel. So you find that the volume of movement at this point is very high. And that volume of movement, we usually not cash in on it, because as people move from place to place, the economy of those areas, they are growing. For instance,
but isn't this what government should anticipate every time of the year, as in every Yuletide, that some people will want to take advantage of it? Of course, we know that Pengasan, announced the strike. They actually went on strike, and now they've announced they've suspended the strike. Now, why do we still have this? So somebody's failing somewhere.
Yes.
To ensure that this doesn't even happen in the first place.
That's one aspect of the Nigerian management system that is faulty. We usually wait for things to happen before we begin to put things in place. But I also say in more organized societies, you anticipate. You anticipate that certain things will happen. As you find that the volume of movement is going to increase from November, what you need to do, if you were supplying 30 million liters from January to September, you increase it. So that even if there's anything going to be shortfall, you have a buffer. You have a buffer to quickly bring it in order to checkmate such issues. But what do we have here? We relax. Oh, don't worry, nothing will happen. After last year, we didn't have this dispute. But we didn't anticipate that Pengasan was going to go off strike because of the 83 staff they were sacked. And then you also know that international dispute is usually difficult to resolve in Nigeria. And especially when it has to do with the energy sector. You find people who are linked up. For instance, the independent marketers, they find a way to make brisk business. They know that they hold the nation to ransom. at this point. So I think government is also to blame for not being anticipatory enough to checkmate what is happening now.
Now, but would you say that because in the staff that were sacked, they say it was illegal. Now they went on strike. They've been recalled from the reports we got yesterday. The strike is suspended. But this is just one company that was affected.
Exactly.
Why should the whole economy, why should the whole economy, the whole country suffer for just workers in one company?
Well, it's very sensitive because there are mechanisms put in place to resolve such disputes. You have the Industrial Arbitration Court where such issues could be reported, and then you find a way. But what you have is Pengasem cuts across ExxonMobil, Texaco, a lot of them. So what they do is that they do what is called esprit de corps. The issue of solidarity, that's what they're happening. So that's what's happening now. So the thing is within ExxonMobil. But what they did was that they were able to galvanize the support of their colleagues in other areas.
But one would think that they can all come together. If there are 1 million people, for instance, they can come together to picket the company that is involved.
Picket the company and
leave the rest.
And leave the rest.
Because that's what I'm saying. That it's very sensitive because the time is also not good. Now that's why I question the rationale behind strike actions in most cases. I used to like labor, but not anymore, because what labor does is to put us every time and in the fix. Okay, you have this industrial dispute with just a number of staff, which you can easily resolve. Picket the company, or you report the case to the Industrial Arbitration Court, where it can be resolved. But why now drag a whole nation into it? That's why I'm telling you that are they nationalists? Are they patriotic? So we must look at the general interest of the country when such things happen. Why are they doing that?
So going forward, how do we even prevent this from happening? I mean, there are suspicions already that the NNPC may even be conniving with fuel marketers to create this artificial scarcity.
What will NNPC gain from it? I don't want to believe that. What will NNPC gain from that? NNPC will gain nothing from that. But if it's true they do that, I mean, I'm not. So that's why I would rather push that aside. If you're saying another oil company, not NNPC, there might be a semblance of maybe we'll look at it and look at this matter. But NNPC, no, it's impossible. There's nothing NNPC can get except the staff who are there who want to make some. But I don't think that's something.
But that won't be in the name of NNPC.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It might be some very the bad eggs amongst them. Of course, you can't rule that out. But NNPC as an entity, you can't. I don't think we can drag NNPC into it.
So how do we put an end to this recurrent problem?
We have to look at the issue of local refining. As far as you see bringing refined products into the country, you will be at the mercy of these people. Because look at it, when you bring them in, you look at the issue of the landing cost before you freight to the tank farms, you from the tank farm to the exit. It's a problem. And then you talk about the issue of tankers drivers.
Yeah.
Then if you look at the local refining, you also talk about the issue of empower the railway system, so that we will have less dependence on the road, on the tanker drivers. Yeah. If you have that, for instance, if you have railway freighting fuel from the tank farms, wherever they are located, to all these sales points, you have the tanker driver will become less relevant. So now, you don't have to take us for a ride anymore.
It seems the whole of West Africa is looking forward. Oh God, help us! Dangote refineries. That's what we're waiting for. It seems like that's what exactly. It seems that's what Nigeria is waiting for right now.
But that's poor.
But when it comes upstream,
is it going to end the problem?
Is it really going to end the problem? Because if we see unions in all of these companies right now, it's most likely there are going to be unions in there too.
Yeah, there will definitely be unions, and they're very powerful.
Exactly.
What you might, if Dangote is finding a product in the country, is just going to be an integral part of a total. It's not going to bring an end to some of this, but it might mitigate. But to totally eradicate it, that can happen now, especially when you look at our psyche, you look at our mental state. So when you have a black man, especially Nigerians, always finding advantage to make money from hapless Nigerians, you might not find
and
peace in
Nigerians
that.
don't stand their ground and say, look, I'm not going to pay any extra kobo.
Oh, you can't do that. You can't, because you don't have an alternative. You don't have an alternative. You don't know why. As you are doing that, as you are pursuing your right, somebody is behind you, say, my friend, this is how live there to run.
And the system that should keep that up is not there to support.
It's also there to support.
So you just feel, well, that's the one I have. Let me just take it and go. Charles Ideho, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you.
Yeah, we look forward to better days, but we couldn't have Tolulokwe to join us eventually. But we'll be following up on developments on the fuel scarcity.